Today I'm working on my well system, and I've got a diaphragm pressure tank. And recently I've noticed um, my pump is cycling more and more and more. So when we're using a faucet or taking a shower, approximately every minute my pump comes on to bring the pressure back up, which is not normal. And it seems to be becoming more frequent. So diaphragm pressure tank, there's a valve on top, and when your system is at zero pressure, which I am now, I've shut the pump off and removed all of the pressure in the system. We should have air pressure in the tank. So there's a Schrader valve on top where you can add air just like on a car tire. And specification, from what I've read, and it's even printed on the side of my tank, the pressure should be 2 psi below the cut-in pressure. So my pressure cut in is 30 psi, so my pressure should be 28 psi in the tank with no water pressure in the system. So when I checked it the other day, I had about 5 psi. There's no water in the tank. I don't have any indication of a ruptured diaphragm. So I purchased a pressure gauge, got it online, and just like a car tire, you go up and you sample air pressure, and there is the 28 psi that's specified because I've added air. So I've got a compressor here, and I've brought the pressure back up to 20 psi. But when I checked it initially, I only had 5 psi. So question is, where is the air going? And sprayed a little soapy water up around the Schrader valve, and we'll click the light on here, and I've got air bubbles coming out right where the valve comes out of the tank. So these valves are installed from the inside, and they're pulled out. There is no real way to install one of these valves from the outside, and this tank is welded shut. So after doing some more reading, everybody says you got to replace the tank. I've gone out, I found something that I didn't know about, and this is a Schrader valve that can be installed from the outside. Basically, it's got a seal here, and when you rotate this handle on top, you're pulling this brass piece into this rubber seal, which expands it. So theoretically, you're able to install this from the outside, push it in, and then you're able to tighten this nut and expand the seal and replace it from the outside. So we're going to give this an attempt, and if this works, I found the solution to repairing a Schrader valve, replacing it externally on the tank. So this actually worked out pretty good. I took all the air pressure out of the tank, and I figured I would try something different. I rotated the Schrader valve, and I have stopped the leak. So again, I had a small leak around where the Schrader valve comes out of the tank, and was able to rotate the valve, basically just rotated the rubber and turned it and turned it and turned it, figuring there's got to be like a piece of debris or some paint peeling, who knows, on the inside. And after doing that, I filled the tank back up to 28 psi and sprayed soapy water on it, and the leak has subsided. But if that doesn't fix it, the solution is definitely going to be this. This is called an emergency tire valve. And again, as you tighten this wing nut, you're pulling this tapered brass tube into this rubber, which expands it. So you could install this externally into the tank and then tighten it down, expand the rubber, and this would be a great fix for a a pressure tank with a leak around the Schrader valve.